Is anybody looking at me? I always feel like a weirdo talking to myself. A lot of construction going on. Guys walking around. I'm over here blabbering like a fool, and they're looking here like, what the hell's wrong with that guy? Gentlemen, it's been a while. Work, just regular boring work, nothing worth looking at. Today, see those guys driving? Oh, they got their window rolled up. Well, they probably got air conditioning going in their trucks and excavators and stuff while they're working. Today, I just got to take a break from work. There's just too much. I've got to get a job done with the shop truck again. I don't know. It's been running. It runs fine, but it's odd. So I started looking into it more. I mean, they already did plugs, wires, caps, rotor, this, that, the other thing. I think we even did a fuel pump in the back, fuel filters, everything. We got to the point where I was actually chatting with a couple of guys online about it and what it was doing. And they said, check your timing chain. Yeah. You know, I know it happens. Timing chains get worn. But the 302 and the 351 Fords, I am not used to that. I'm not used to their chains getting stretched out or worn. It hasn't happened to me a lot. So I was like, well, yeah, okay, whatever. So I come out here and I pop the cap off and I turn the crank back and forth, and sure enough, I get like, I don't know how many degrees of crank rotation. I think it's like over 10 before the cam or rotor, the distributor starts moving. So the chain is shot. I already got a new one. We're going to be throwing that in. While I am in here and I have a bunch of stuff off, I want to pull at least the upper intake. I might even pull the whole intake off. Somebody's been in there before. I see some of that gray RVT, RTV stuff in there. I know valve cover gaskets are leaking. I want to redo those. Just overall kind of get stuff done on the top end of the motor. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I was thinking the same exact thing. I'm going to have the timing chain off. I'm going to have the intake off. I'm going to have the valve covers off. How many steps is it to pulling that cam out and slamming a bigger stick in here? Well, sad to say, this is an 86, and I guess it uses some kind of airflow velocity thingamajigger for adjusting the ECU and the fuel trims and all that stuff, instead of the later, better MAF systems. Because of the system this one uses, anything with more than, I think it was 104 duration, lobe separation, there was some stuff. They just said with this system, you can't do a lot of mods. It messes with the computer and it never runs right. Cams, even headers and exhaust, they say, messes it up. Intakes, you just apparently don't want to do anything with this. You can upgrade these to a MAF system, MAF. MAF. MAFF? Mass airflow sensor? Mass airflow. And it's honestly not terrible. You get a new intake section with the MAF and everything in it, and then you redo a couple of wires on the ECU. That guy's looking at me funny. You upgrade or swap the ECU for a MAF ECU and stuff like that. It's not a real lot to do it, and I should do it, but honestly right now I didn't want to get into wiring and spiels and stuff and everything with this truck. After all, this is just a shop truck. I don't need crazy power out of it. I just want it to run right and drive and stuff. So for now, we are just going to replace and seal up and fix. Later on, who knows, maybe there'll be a time, especially during winter when I'm not using this truck a lot, I'll go through and do a whole spiel with it. I don't know, we'll find out. So I gotta get this done today, and it's already well, let's just get after this. So first thing is usually second. We gotta drain antifreeze out of here right away because all the antifreeze stuff's gotta come out. Make sure it gets on there because if you don't get a hose on that drain in some of these vehicles, Fords are really good for this. Antifreeze just pours out along the whole cross member or that front lower radiator support and comes out everywhere, all on the floor. Another job for another day is my retractable light doesn't retract. I want to fix that. Those are neat. You don't get stuff like that nowadays. That's when people actually worked on their vehicles, new stuff, so they actually gave them a light. Now they give you a button push. Someone comes and saves your butt. I was trying to do timing on the truck, adjusting with the timing light and the distributor, and watching the timing and the timing light, and it's jumping around 10 degrees. And I'm like, well, what the heck? How am I supposed to be able to adjust timing when it's jumping around like that? And that crossed my mind then when I saw that, like, well, maybe, you know, maybe the chain is stretched, but I was like, there again, I was like, no, that never happens to me. One of those things that doesn't happen to these Fords. But I guess it happens to these Fords. What is it? 5/8 1/2? Wow. Oh, look at that. Good old no salt. Stuff just comes apart. If you guys don't have a body saw yet, get a body saw. Ooh, this blade is shot. Alright, new blade. See? Brand new. Now watch how nice this is. Alright, right through that line. What was I doing? Oh yeah, how come this line doesn't want to come out here? Just come out. Makes no sense. Why is that one jacked up? Freaking backed out all the way. Bet you the end of that line is mushroom bigger than the threads and it's stuck in there. Yeah, pull the whole fitting out of the radiator. Maybe. Yeah. I should just come right. Oh yeah, like that. Get this out of here now. Look at all the tools. You got a super cheap junk. Oh, Main USA screwdriver here. That's bent. What do we got here? Oh, Craftsman. No. Mechanic. Master Mechanic. 6-inch extension. 3/8. What is this? No name. Wait. Ooh, Craftsman. Craftsman 1/4 inch, so a 3/8 extension, and then 8 mil socket on there. Score. Show my tool cart out here. Well, everything's in the way anyhow. What is this? What is this? What is... That clamp was never on. Well, no. Oh, there's a missing nut on the back. What is this wire for? What is that? Diode. Okay, that's a diode, it says. This is all busted too. This is all held together by zip ties. Oh, you got a ground wire there, and it's not even really grounded good. What is that ground there for? Somebody added this in. There, oh my, holy crap. Holy wiring conjobulation going into the distributor. I never even noticed that before. Oh, I should disconnect the battery maybe. This one is started all the way back into Canada. There we go. Now look at all that room. You see the motor almost. Every single wire's been. Can you guys see that? They spliced a different plug on or something here. And then the ground must not have been getting the ground. this wire, because they basically just, I don't know what they did here, but so wherever that ground wire goes back in the harness, it's not getting the ground somewhere, or it wasn't. I think it's Bluetooth. Ford loves their brackets. You got a bracket here, and this bracket goes to that bracket, which goes to the pump. And this bracket went to another bracket that went to the AC. So they got a bracket between a bracket between two brackets. Or just bracket on top of the bracket. Then next to that, they got another bracket. Well, where did that screwdriver go that I found and I lost now? See, lost tools just want to be lost. Oh yeah, that's loose too. Oh! Clipping a baby. Get this California stuff out of here. Look at this bracket is loose. I didn't even take a bolt out of it yet in the bolt or in the block because, well, the one I see is missing, and the other ones, whatever's in there, is not even tight. Oh, how's that one tight? You can't even see it. You guys put that one in tight, and not the ones that right in front of your face. People never cease to amaze me. Oh yeah, you gotta unplug it yet and stuff too. I think there's isn't there a top mount kind of deal for this? I don't even think there's no, what? They cut the plug out and just wired it direct. Altimeter's out. Bracket that nothing's holding on. Wow, finger tight. I didn't even put a wrench on this bolt. There it is. Alright. Holy crap. There's some gravity to this bracket for brackets. This is a big cast piece. And you see the distributor is snug. So like that fits the cam nice. But look how much I turn this. Can you see how much that moves? I'm gonna move it that far back and forth. That's more than 10 degrees even. Before the distributor starts to turn. Coil out. Coil's brand new. Blue streak. Okay. Get right at this timing belt right away. Timing chain. Oh. How many times have I said belt a bunch of times? I wasn't even paying attention to what I was saying. I'm so used to doing timing belts all the time in cars. I bet you I said timing belt the entire time. You guys are all sitting there laughing it up. And it's going like dumb. Now antifreeze everywhere. Down in the oil pan. On the ground. Oh yeah. Just pouring out. There we go. Looks original. This gasket did not look good here at all. I wonder if that's... I was slowly losing some antifreeze. I think it was seeping out of that corner. Probably. What? Oh yeah, treads again. And it's right there. What fell off? You guys can see that. I can catch my fingernail on that groove from that seal in the crank pulley. And look at that, inside of the motor is pretty grimy, it looks like. Now what? Oh yeah, one of the other things you're supposed to do when you do this job is you're supposed to drop the pan actually, because on the Ford, I don't know if Chevy's the same. I don't think so. I think Chevy uses just a cover on the front. The Ford timing chain cover actually incorporates the pan gasket with it. So there's 1, 2, yeah, 4 bolts from the pan up into the bottom of the cover. You gotta get those off. So often I'm working on stuff and it's just that circus music going through my head. A few bolts left going that way out, and then we'll be able to pull it forward because there's dowel pins in there to align it for the main seal down there. So we get the rest of the bolts out, pull it forward, get it off those dowels, and then up off of the oil pan. You know, really, I'm gonna give it a little vacuum there first, just to get as least junk in the oil pan as possible. These pockets were just completely full of everything. Free screwdriver. Is that gonna be enough to do it? Oh yeah. I think those dowel pins are pretty low down here. Yeah, way down. Last bolt on the bottom, so yeah. Pop out those dowels, come forward a little bit, up out of the pan. Oof. So here's the timing chain. Holy cow. Oh yeah, we were... Wow. we dodged a bullet here. I'm gonna clean up, show you guys here. Look at this chain. You know, first glance you're like, oh, that don't look bad. Look at that. And you pull this up, look at how close that was to going over that. I mean, you can get that on top of that tooth. It was that close to going over. I am shocked it didn't catch and just totally destroy that gear. You can get it almost right over that tooth. Look at that. Even worse on the bottom little one. Yep. Well, there's your problem. She ain't got no tension in her. And I am not doing any cam indexing, nothing. I'm just unbolting this timing chain set, putting a new one on, and reassemble this junk. Just to think, I was driving this like on the highway, going all over Wisconsin with it. Look at this. Just look at this. And you can see horrible. So yeah, somewhere around there I think is dot dead center with that keyway facing up. I could be wrong, but that's what we're gonna do. Now I should just be able to pull this off. Yeah. Okay, before I go to putting this back together, I'm gonna run the vacuum around some stuff. There's some crud even like inside of the motor here. Oh, I just fell down an oil pan. Oh, there's like, oof. Oh, what? What is all that? Look at that. It's like this crusty, dried up oil. Ooh. Something fell out of somewhere and went down there. I gotta grab it. See what that is. It's the old springy grabby. Grab, 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 grab. Dowel pin. Yeah, that was the dowel pin from the block that came out of the timing cover. This motor it must have got warm probably multiple times. It's not very, she's dirty inside. Man, I bet you that pickup tube is pretty pluggered up in there. Take a razor blade and cut the old pan gasket off right at the block. Both sides here. Like that. And then we're gonna do sealant around there when you put this all back together. Before we start scraping, we're gonna fill in the area down to the oil pan so we don't try to keep as much junk out of there as we can. I just gotta do a driver's side. Ooh. Wow. Okay. It wouldn't be so bad if I didn't have this hood hinge just like gouging right into my stomach when I'm hanging over the radiator support here. Ow! Quit crying. Get back to work. And one thing before we forget. Hose down inside of that oil pan as much as you can. Or this is what I like to do. Everybody's got their own ideas. That way anything that's right on the edge of that pan gets washed down, and then hopefully when we drain the oil, whatever is left in there will come out. Got a cloys. Nothing special, but it's been tested and proven, so. They just throw it in the box here, I guess. And I got a double roller. I don't know. Some people say these double rollers are better. I have no idea. Are they? Is a double roller better than the link chain or whatever the other one is? Multi-link or special link or rink-a-dink? How did I go? Must be this side facing out. There's that dot right above the keyway. That's the dot I was talking about, I was looking for. Does this have a forward or reverse? Nope. We'll put it this way. Not like that. Oh yeah. And this gear as well. It's got that dot. That's what I was looking for on the other one. And I see the pin is missing. I gotta go grab that pin out of the old one. Gonna need that. One tooth off. Right there. Dot, dot. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Like that. Like that. Well, that's too easy. I feel like there should be a little button behind that pin or something. Because there's that little tab. Oh, I smell what you're standing in. This chain is dry. It takes a while for oil to get here, so we're going to oil this up right now. Just so it's got something on it. Let me get that one gasket or pins or something. Or I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Cleaning up this cover, getting it ready, getting the new seal in, front crank seal, getting all these surfaces all clean. They're scraped. I scraped them. I threw this in the solvent bath for a little bit just to get a lot of the stuff off, but there's a little bit of pitting and stuff in, or especially around these water jackets. This is really the only thing you care about on the front side here. In the back you got oil and stuff, but a little trick that I do just to clean up these surfaces for like a final prep just before you'd clean them and put them together is take a flat block. I just have, and this is a cheap Bondo block I had from years ago, see, China. And this is emery cloth, just some kind of softer sandpaper, 400 grit, 600, something down there. This is a little bit more. This is actually like 220 because of this pitting. I don't want to take a lot of material off. I just want to clean the surface. So just a few swipes. And you can see, like, well, you can see where that pitting is, but I just want to see how bad it is. And you see how nicely it cleans up those surfaces. Like I said, you want to spend a lot of time in one spot because you don't want to take off material and make low spots and stuff. You're just wanting to clean the surface and keep that as flat as possible on there. So you see how nice that cleans that up, and you can see obviously where these pits stand out. These aren't deep enough where I would go and throw this on the mill and take a skim off of here, because you can see there's still like a sealing surface out here that's pretty decent. What I'll do, I'll just wire brush the crap out of these pits, like these and these, and I'll take some gray RTV. Man, I never know which way it is. RTV. And Permatex gray. And I'll just put a little smear on there before I put the gaskets together and assemble it. That fills that in. That's good enough to get by with for now. There's another thing that's kind of weird about Ford. This doesn't really do anything. It helps hold that plate on the back of the water pump. That's about it. And I don't know why they got this whole big circle. Like a Chevy just mounts on each side, right by the water inlets, and that's it. That's all you need. When I realized it was afternoon, so we can have a beer. What is this? Dorothy's New World Lager. Goliath Brewing. Iowa. Brewed in Iowa. Guaranteed that's all corn. Little grease. Packed in between the two lips and the seal. I don't know. I know they say you're supposed to lubricate them, but I've honestly had my best luck just packing a bunch of grease in between them. Seems to really be the hot ticket. Ultra gray, high torque gasket maker. I don't know. I use this for everything. Some people use black for certain things and orange for certain things. This and that. I don't know. I do use some different things for certain situations, but for typical use, anything, especially aluminum, I am almost always using gray if I'm using an RVT. And when you put this on by hand like that, there's not going to be a lot of squish out either. Oh yeah. If you watch me assemble anything engines before, you know I always like to use that copper spray on gaskets. Nobody pays me for anything. It's just stuff that I found that I like, that works. And as for the missing pan gasket, remember we destroyed that pan gasket on the end here, or we cut it off? Carefully. Again, just a little bit of RVT around just the water jackets on the water pump here, because a little bit of pitting and stuff. Where's this going? Oh, like that? Well, that seems wrong. Like that? No. That? Wow. How go? That bolt in. This bolt in. Just to hold their spot and hold the gasket and everything, and then we'll get it right here. Crank. Cleaned up the parts that matter on the pulley and lubed her up. There you slipper. Oh, slipper. And then hopefully the bolt reaches. Does it? Oh yeah. Lots of treads. I am going to replace these hoses, so I didn't put this hose in. Main radiator hoses I think are okay. I'm going to save on those. But I want to do this short one because this was hot. And I might do, well, I want to do this one as well. Whatever hoses touch the metal of the motor that overheated 12 times are pretty crispy. I got some holes. There. Okay. Now what? Lakefront Brewery, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Agave Sun, Blue Agave Ale. Huh? Okay. Nope. Ain't bad. Am I getting that intake off? You gotta tape up all these wires and stuff. Oh yeah, and then fix this holy conjobulation of. We're gonna wrap and tape this harness up. Continue on, y'all. Tape. Where to begin? We'll start in this far back. Where it's the most bending over. Oh crap. I don't know. When I see bare wires in a vehicle, it just screams problems to me. Like, why is the wires bare? Somebody was in there. What were they in there for? Did a mouse chew them up? Vehicle is overheated 1,200 times, like this one. Now you still got to do intake and valve covers. Editing the video, I'm just realizing it's going on way too long to get this all in one video, so I'm going to end this video here now. You can see I'm in different clothes. Yeah, it's like days later. We're going to break this up. The next video will be the intake and valve covers, and then assembly, and I'll do the oil change stuff. Let me get it started and see if it even runs. Another reason it's taking days, I had to order parts. I broke off I guess it was the knock sensor on the intake I broke off. I'm waiting for that. And injectors, you'll see on the next video. It was, I don't know. So I'm waiting on a few parts. So, yeah. Yup. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, please. And hope you come back for more, maybe. If you don't, no hard feelings. I don't know. I probably wouldn't either.